filmfestivalcircuit.com and the director of the Texas Short Film Festival. And we've got an event coming up in San Antonio on October 22nd at the Slab Cinema Art House at Blue Star. Blue Star Complex is really nice. You go down there. They've got restaurants. They got a jazz bar. They got a coffee bar. We got the Art House Theater in Slab Cinema. And there's just all kinds of things to do in downtown San Antonio at this place. We are going to be showing an entire evening of short films of all genres. You can watch music videos. You can watch television pilots, everything from drama films to science fiction to animation and horror films. We're going to get into the horror film thing because A Guest for Dinner is a horror film that we're going to be screening, nominated for the Best Horror Film Award. And we're joined by director Jaron Olson. Jaron, what's up, man?
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. This is awesome.
Thank you, man, for taking the time to join us for this. We're really, really excited for this one in San Antonio, and we're excited to show a little horror, man. We're ready.
Oh, I love horror. That's my bread and butter.
I don't want to give away the end of your movie. I'm bad at that, so I'm going to let you let you tell the audience what is the synopsis of A Guest for Dinner.
Well, just like most horror, it's always about someone going into the unknown, and mine brings up into Ruth, who goes into the forest with her boyfriend. They get separated, and Ruth runs into an ultimate evil in the form of an old woman.
All right, I like it. I like it. Sounds like the bread and butter of any horror film. Like,
exactly.
There's something wrong with that lady right there, So. Good stuff. Well, from a creative perspective, why this one? Why did you want to create this story?
That's a great question. When making the idea of writing a script, it was like, what do I want to go back to? Because I've watched films for my whole life, and all I kept thinking of is I love horror films, and I love those kind of classical horror films where, like I said, they go into something and they find horror, whether it be a creature, whether it be a situation, or just people in itself. And I knew that was going to be the core of my script, and nothing better than going out into the forest and experiencing the unknown and the darkness and watching characters have to go through that.
Man, you've got the formula there, and I don't mean to say formula in a negative connotation, but it's definitely I like how you lead up to creepy. You lead up to creepy, and I think that's special, man. And good job with it.
I appreciate that, and that's kind of it was always a question of, do we just go straight into the horror, like really get into the horror, or do we slowly let it build up? And I'm a fan and love the slow build up of any horror, Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all of those very good solid horror films. And it was very obvious that we wanted to do the slow build up to horror, and to me it just fit right with the script.
Wow. Yeah, good stuff. Well, from a technical perspective, when you were working on this, did you learn anything?
Absolutely. I mean, every shoot you learn something. You're never prepared for what you're gonna learn on set. That's what I like to say. But we did a shoot up in the forest, and we actually did our own rain machines, and we used pumps, we used hoses, and boy, tell about when you don't have a garbage bag to protect your camera, things go bad real quick.
Oh my gosh. I'm laughing, but I'm feeling pain at the same time, bro.
I think every filmmaker could feel that way. It's like, oh, that's such a simple thing, and we didn't think of that, and now we're in the middle of the forest and ready to go. And it was one of those mental notes of like, you got to find the little details. You got to make sure those are crossed off before you start shooting, because before you know it, your camera's frosting over because we shot in October because it just got a little moisture on it. Your actress is shaking cold and is waiting to do another take, and you're just like, I don't know what to do.
Wow. Where'd you shoot this?
So we shot up at Mount Charleston, which is a mountain range right next to Las Vegas. It's about 45 minutes away from the Strip. And we did some guerrilla shooting, so don't tell anybody. But it was October. We put up our hoses, and yeah, it just how quickly it turned into, oh, this is a bad idea. We weren't prepared for this, but now we have no choice. This is our shooting day, so we got to make it work.
Oh man.
Yes.
So, well, you know what? Congrats to you, man, for persevering through that thing. I was going to ask you, about a learning experience, but you got yourself like an unforgettable experience. So yeah,
Yes.
that's crazy. I'll have to tell you about a crazy experience on a horror film, but I don't want to dominate the your interview with my stuff. But
Well, I would love to hear it sometime.
well, I tell you what do you got planned for the future? I mean, this production's really good, and
I
it's like,
appreciate
man,
that.
this dude should be making more movies. Like, what's next for you?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. We are actually doing our next horror short that we're
Mhm.
aiming for, and we're shooting November 7th through the November 11th, and it's called As You Wish. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spoil anything. But it is a next step for us as my production company and for filmmaking. And the best part is to improve and enhance my storytelling ability. And it's going to be an absolute blast, complete indie. Everybody's just coming together to get the project done because they enjoy it so much. They love the script, and we're diving deep into special effects makeup for the first time. And I'm just excited. It's going to be a blast, and I can't wait for you and all the judges and everybody to see it.
Man, we're excited. I'm pumped up right now. Let's see this movie. So please snap plenty of behind the scenes photos and stuff like that, and we'd love to check it
Absolutely.
out. You're part of the family now, man. We're gonna look at your work every time you come out with something. All the judges are gonna be scrambling to be the first judge to put a mark
Oh,
on
I
it. I'm sure. So,
appreciate that. I love to be part of the family. You guys do a lot of great work for filmmakers like us.
thanks a lot. I know you're gonna interview about Oregon Screams Horror Film Festival. That's our partner event, and you're gonna be screening up there at the Drive-In Theater in the Dalles. I think you're gonna really love it, man. It's just great food, great family that owns the place. Everybody's the sweetest candy, and there's nothing better than being able to like sit in your car with like, a gourmet grilled cheese in your hand, with the
Yeah.
oil, the butter dripping down, and you're trying to balance a glass of white wine and turn up the volume knob, and it's just great, man. And you're watching horror movies, and it's right next to the highway, so the cars you see them driving by, then they slow down as they see someone being like eaten on the screen. It's just
Oh, and that's awesome. That's the whole point, right? People going like, "What is that?" Yeah, yep, that's horror.
we get so many complaints, but Sunshine Mill was like, we want to have horror films again in October, Michael, on a Saturday, which is why the exact same time, that Texas Short Film Festival is going on is the exact same time that Oregon Screams is going on, and we just couldn't avoid that on the schedule. But
Of course, of
screening on a
course.
Saturday night, man, we'll take it. We'll take it,
Oh,
brother.
and
So
I can't wait to go. I can't wait to be sitting there, grease, like you said, got wine, got my grilled cheese, just going, look at all this. We're filmmakers. Yeah.
that's right. It's fun, man. You have a good time. So, well, I'll tell you what, this has been great. Is there anything you want to add before we get out of here?
I want to say thank you so much, Mikhail, for having me here and doing an interview. It's a great experience. I love doing this and be able to talk about films. And thank you so much for San Antonio and their judges. I am
Mm,
not only me, but my whole team is just grateful that you guys watched it, you enjoyed it, and
yes.
are willing to have us. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. And I want to thank you for your generosity. I know that you're not able to make it, but you've donated a ticket for someone to pick it up, and I'm going to match that. So anybody who comes on here and uses the promo code that I provided in the description, you can get a free ticket to the festival, donated by Mr. Jaron Olson here, who just wants you to come in and enjoy some movies in San Antonio at the Texas Short Film Festival. Just use the promo code, no credit card required, and you can get 2 free tickets if you're watched this far in the interview, and you can check it out. And so, like I said, I'll match it, and I'd love to
Yeah,
have a
that's
guest.
awesome. Come see some indie movies, especially indie horror. That's where the creativity starts.
Yes, sir, my friend. Okay, well, it's good hanging out with you, and I look forward to seeing you in the future at an event. All right,
It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to meet you.
sounds good.